For a moment there, it seemed like life was getting back to normal again in Beijing. Kids were going to school. Parks had families going out and enjoying the sun. I could go out to restaurants and meet friends. Sometimes they wouldn't even check with your face mask or your temperature, and it really did seem like things were starting to get back to normal. But this week, large parts of the capital are back in a bit of a lockdown mode, and people have started to have to put their guard back up again.
疫情形势十分严峻。
Beijing's reported more than 100 new infections since it first started to detect this new wave of infections on June the 11th. It's a big worry because it had been roughly 2 months since the last local infection in Beijing. And of course, Beijing being the capital of the country with more than 20 million people had been a top priority for the authorities from the very beginning. So the fact that we now have cases here is definitely of big concern. The first case was found in a large wholesale market where more than 80% of the fruits and vegetables that are consumed in Beijing come from. Officials shut down the market pretty quickly. They also shut down a lot of plane flights coming in and out of Beijing. They've also made it more difficult for people getting around the city. You sort of need to present evidence and proof that you haven't been in any of the markets. Schools have also stopped classes, so you really see it across the board here in the city. For weeks, Chinese authorities had been pointing to Beijing and to the rest of the country as a success story for the rest of the world, at a time when you see the U.S. continue to count hundreds, thousands of cases every day. The new coronavirus outbreak is, reviving concerns that this initial success that the authorities had claimed wasn't really a success. I think it does throw a little bit of doubt over how completely they've managed to eradicate the virus from its own borders. It's really prompted a lot of concerns about the economy here and whether or not it's going to be able to get back on its 2 feet. In the first quarter of the year, you saw 6.8% contraction in GDP, which is something that China really hasn't seen in more than 4 decades. The world's second largest economy. So obviously, whatever happens to its economy will be important for whether the world as a whole can pull out of this intact and without a deeper recession. Things were just starting to get back to normal again, and now we're right back again, potentially back to where we were in February and March.